I don't like defending people I don't like. I don't love Donald Trump. I don't love any political figure in the world, right or left. Okay, I don't like politicians. I don't like the government. Um, I don't like Richard Spencer. I don't want to defend Richard Spencer. I think the guy's an asshole. I don't agree with most of the things he says. I think he's trollish. I think he just wants attention. I think he uses the same rhetoric SJWs use. I don't like Richard Spencer. But the left is so stupid that they've put me in a position that I have to defend Richard Spencer in such a simplistic way. It's just explaining common sense to these people because the left cannot just accept their victories. See, they're so hurt about losing to Trump, and they take it as such a personal defeat that they can't be rational anymore at all. Which they've been irrational for a few years, but now they're at the point now where basic things, I mean, are being debated now, like whether or not you should be able to hit someone if they're a Nazi or not. Now, to me, this question is answered within seconds of being asked. You don't fucking hit people. Let me make it that clear. You don't go up and punch people like that. You don't go sucker punch someone. I don't care if they're a Nazi. I don't care if you think they're a Nazi. I don't care what the fuck you leftists think about white supremacy and Nazis. The Nazi party doesn't exist anymore. You guys are dumb. I'm sick of you acting like that there's a genocide coming from white people in America. It's not. You saying that stuff makes you look stupid, and it's resulted in nothing really getting done because you guys actually think Pepe is a white supremacist symbol. You actually think that 4chan and Reddit are recruiting grounds for alt-right radicalism. I mean, you guys believe this stuff. You're crazy people. You don't get trolling. You don't get the internet. You don't get any of this stuff that's so basic to all of us who are on here that it confuses the fuck out of me when you guys debate these issues and you talk like people from the 90s who haven't been on the internet for years. It's baffling. The left is embarrassing itself. This is embarrassing that they can't even decide whether or not it's okay or not to hit someone in the face, to sucker punch someone. How liberal is that? Okay, so let's look at different sites. Here's the thing. After Richard Spencer got sucker punched, it was a big debate, right? But everyone on the left was defending it, and the biggest defense was it's okay to hit a Nazi all the time. And people were pissed. The biggest debate was how could people be mad at Shia for his protest, yet but Richard Spencer gets hit, and that's not okay, because all the leftists want this to be okay. I mean, this is universal. This is all over YouTube. This is all over Tumblr, Twitter. You'll see it all over the place. They're happy that this guy got punched, and they want this kind of stuff to happen. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's American as apple pie. Here's 3 different leftist websites, especially Cracked, which is a site I used to love. Listen to this bullshit. So are we allowed to just punch Nazis now? It's complicated. Actually, no, it's not. You don't punch people in the face who are American citizens in this country. They have rights. You don't go randomly punch people in the face. There is no argument that there's consequences for your actions. That is not an argument anymore. He's allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants. You don't get to punch him in the face because of that. I don't like what he says either. Just debate the guy. Is it okay to randomly punch a Nazi? This is the question that plunged the crack staff into the chaos of relatively polite disagreement. I don't even know you disagree about this. No, you don't punch someone in the face. Last Friday, after the inauguration of DJ Trump as the President of the United States, noted Nazi luminary Richard B. Spencer was sucker punched while giving an interview. Now, to be fair, Richard Spencer does not identify as a Nazi. Instead, he calls himself an identitarian, and he's the one who actually coined the term alt-right. But who cares about what he thinks? He's a goddamn Nazi. Actually, no, he's not. Nazis don't exist anymore. He's not a Nazi. I'm sick of you guys liberally using the word Nazi. Not everyone is a Nazi. Quit saying Nazis. Nazis are gone. Should I be able to go punch Black Lives Matter activists and feminists because I think they're Nazis? Should I be able to go hit them? Would you guys support that? There would be no moral debate. If somebody did this the reverse to a radical leftist, if somebody like punched Madonna in the face for saying she was going to blow up the White House, nobody on the left would be having this debate. They're only having this debate because they don't like Richard Spencer. That's all it is. For those who haven't seen the video, please do the intellectually responsible thing and watch before reading any further. And then they posted several times. People loved watching it punch. I saw a lot of friends on my social media that are liberals saying how they watched it like 10, 20 times and how much they enjoy it. I'm like, what? I don't like watching feminists get beat up. I don't like watching police take out rioters. I don't like those people, but I don't like watching people get hurt Are you kidding? This is so fucked up to me. I mean, maybe I'm just being a pussy here. I don't know. They're calling me a pussy, but I don't think violence is okay in these circumstances. Because all it's going to lead to is you guys hitting people justifiably in your minds that you consider Nazi, and then once those people retaliate, you're fucked. Once all those people start pointing out guns at you, or stabbing you, or being like, all right, motherfucker, you're gonna come hit me? I'm gonna shoot you. I mean, that's what this leads to. This is idiotic behavior. Every time the left does something, it's so radical. They have to take it to 11. Madonna's crazy. The celebrities are crazy. At the SAG Awards last night, every speech was political. It's so baffling to me. These people have no strategy except to bitch all the time and then defend everyone on the left like a tribe and attack everyone who's even slightly right and then start calling them alt-right and bring up 4chan. I mean, these people clearly don't know what they're talking about. When they talk about the alt-right, they're just throwing that out there because they don't know what the fuck to say. Am I the only one who sees this? That everyone on the left who talks about the alt-right and Pepe and all that are clearly people that have no idea what they're talking about in the context and the circumstances that we all know? They're just doing it because they think that is literally some new Nazi party that is huge in America that's voted in Trump because they can't accept that a large portion of the country disagrees with their identity politics, virtue signaling bullshit. Okay. Even the New York Times is asking, is it okay to punch a Nazi? So to get to the bottom of this complex and nuanced moral question, we let two half Jews, and then they have these two people talk about it. Katie, I just want to begin by going on the record that I don't like Nazis. In fact, I'm against Nazis and all they stand for. I like that about me. Aaron, and I'd like to get that out of the way that I don't condone violence to achieve political ends. I'm a really, really good guy who believes in following the rules and telling people what a good guy he is. Typical liberal. But at the same time, yes, at the same time, you want to punch Nazis in the face and I don't. Look, there are basically only two unquestionably good wars. When we killed people because they wanted to own slaves, and when we killed people because they wanted Holocaust everybody. If we looked at history, or for me, recall movies that loosely based in history, yes, clearly, because you're clearly an idiot who's never read a book at all. I mean, that's so obvious from this paragraph. We see that doing violence is against Nazis specifically is unquestionably a good thing. Are you suggesting we should be less like Indiana Jones? Yeah, because Richard Spencer's out there with the Ark of the Covenant trying to destroy the world. The only reason to be against punching Nazis is if you're worried that it'll erode our democracy and freedom of speech. You're thinking, first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. What you're forgetting is that they, in the poem, are the fucking Nazis. There are no needs for a slippery slope. You can punch slave owners, and you can punch Nazis. No, you can't. You can't punch this guy, you fucking idiot! I'm so sick of it. There's no justification for this. What is wrong with you people? I'm not okay with you going up and hitting someone. What am I? I'm going to go punch Anita Sarkeesian in the fucking face. I'm actually not that concerned about the Nazis' free speech as far as I'm concerned. We'd better off if Nazis were never listened to, and again, if Pepe the Frog got flattened like a tube of toothpaste under an 18-wheeler. These people are so scared of Pepe. They think of Pepe as a swastika because they don't get that people on the internet are trolling them with how they think about Pepe. We're fucking trolling you. We're trolling you. We trolled you with Trump. We're trolling you now. You guys are so dumb. This is normie bullshit 101. We've been giving white supremacists a lot of attention lately, including covering that little Nazi cosplay rally, you know, and that's where they did the salute to Trump and everything. But they did that precisely because white supremacists love that kind of press, and they love looking like victims. Because they get even more attention, like a 4-year-old who's popped his pants and butt scooted across the room while crying, screaming that the Jews put crap in his shorts. Okay, that's totally a fair point. They weirdly do love looking like victims, and it gets more eyeballs on them. That's so stupid. The left is nothing but victimhood. Richard Spencer doesn't like looking like a victim like that. You punched him in the face. Of course he looks like a victim. He is the victim in this situation. What, because a black guy punched him? No, Richard... Okay, so let's leave that. That's just cracked. But here's another, here's The Verge, right? Here's The Verge on this. A video of white supremacist Richard Spencer getting punched by an Inauguration Day protester went viral on social media this weekend, prompting a dozen overlapping conversations about the act's values as the value of celebrating it. While many argued that celebrating any amount of violence hurts the cause of peaceful protesters, others argued that the social risk of being a neo-Nazi should be as high as possible. So basically, if you have an opinion, be it even a neo-Nazi, you should be under risk of getting beat up all the time. According to the left, these are the peaceful liberals that they tell us want equality and peace and love. These are these people. Okay, so yeah, they say here, there's tweets from people, and they're celebrating. Hail Mary, full of grace, punch a Nazi in the face. I wanted to be the change I wanted to see in the world, so I made something for all of you. And it's like a montage. I mean, they made memes out of it and stuff. They loved it. The left loved seeing this guy get punched in the face. It's so funny. Vox over at Vox. The moment quickly spawned mixed reactions on social media, igniting a debate about whether politically motivated violence against Spencer was okay. Are his white nationalist racist views, which helped establish the self-described alt-right, a fringe far-right movement with racist, anti-immigrant, and anti-Semitic views, so deplorable and extreme that they justify violence? No. And then they go into Richard Spencer, who he is, and he coined the term alt-right, and he said a bunch of racist shit, and he said stuff, but he says stuff like here in his tweet, what's wrong with loving white people? I am not a supremacist, by the way. I just love my people. To me, that comes off like a troll post. I've always wondered if Richard Spencer's just a big fucking troll. This is what it looks like when effective anti-fascism is applied when broken repeatedly. The Nazi becomes meek, then silent. You didn't silence him at all by punching him in the face. He has more power now. Sarah Silverman. The alt-right coining cunt is who got punched. I hate violence. Shit like this, I think I'm soup conflicted on what's long-term right. What's long-term right? Not punching people in the face, you dumb cunt. It's not even a question. You would be against this if it was anyone else. It's not a justified because you think this guy's a straight Nazi. Even if he was a Nazi, I don't care. I consider almost everyone in Black Lives Matter a supremacist. That's a main group. I think Sean King's a supremacist. Cenk Uygur at the Young Turks. I don't want to hit those people in the face. I hate them. Today is difficult, but cheering violence against speech, even of the most detestable, disgusting variety, is not a look that will age well. Yeah, no shit. Wow, somebody with some common sense. Basically, when you look at all these articles, and I'll link a couple of them, but they go through it back and forth. You guys, because I don't want to go through the fucking articles. It's just a bunch of liberal bullshit about... It's really simplistic moral questioning, because there is no moral debate here. No! You don't hit someone in the face. Their context is that you're allowed to hit a Nazi, and their arguments are usually like World War II, Indiana Jones. They only use it in the context of Nazi Germany when we were in war with them. This does not count for somebody who has radical views in this country and is an American citizen. You can't just hit those people. That's the difference here. That's the distinction. Your false equivalency doesn't work because this isn't Nazi Germany. Richard Spencer's not part of Hitler's Nazi party. Trump is not Hitler even though you want him to be. So the whole argument doesn't hold up. Let me explain it to you like your children. No, hitting is bad. Don't do that. It wasn't in self-defense. It wasn't to shut down somebody who was trying to kill them. It was just a guy who says shitty things. But you being violent, you punching the guy in the face, is shittier than anything he said to me. Because the moment that you start doing physical actions, you kill everything that was the progress that we made in this country over the last 200 years. And as liberals, you fail entirely. Because you contradict your entire point that you're trying to make as liberals. You're hypocrites. It shows you're the fascist, that you're okay with violence. We always see you guys being way more violent. This is Lauren Southern getting attacked at University of Toronto. What is that? Is that because she was a Nazi? You guys think it's okay to attack people whenever you want because you think they're the bad guy and you're the good guy because you've never had to deal with real life circumstances, that you've never been punished for hitting someone because on the internet you think that, oh, well, everyone thinks this person's a Nazi, so in real life I can hit them. No, idiot, you can't. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the left's bullshit. I'm mad at so many things Donald Trump's doing right now. I'm mad at so many things that's going on in the world right now, and I can't focus on them because you assholes are supporting people like Shia LaBeouf and his idiocy. You're just Jaden Smith. You're at the SAG Awards and you just say the same bullshit you said at the Golden Globes. You're all just pushing the same bullshit as you're all rich people in Hollywood that don't give a fuck. Or you're some random black guy that probably didn't Google search Richard Spencer. You just heard Richard Spencer was bad and went and punched him. Meanwhile, you guys praise Colin Kaepernick for kneeling. And then a few months later, he's wearing a Fidel Castro shirt. Fidel fucking Castro. A guy who killed not several people, hundreds, thousands of people. Fidel Castro was a horrible person. You guys don't give a fuck about Colin. Can I go punch Colin Kaepernick then for wearing a Fidel Castro shirt? Do you not see the hypocrisy? Everyone's flawed. Everyone does dumb shit. But violence is the end of any kind of progress. Anything civil in this country will never make any progress if you guys think it's okay to hit people. They love it. They love seeing Richard Spencer get hit. All of my friends that are liberals on my Facebook disgusted me. I had to unfriend a few people. I'm not that sensitive, but they were so vitriolic and happy that it happened. And they were saying stuff like, man, if you don't agree with this, you're a piece of shit. It's always okay to punch a Nazi. Always. Well, I'll say right now, it's not always okay to punch a Nazi. It wasn't even always okay to punch a Nazi back then. You're ignoring so much context of Germany and the people and the world and politics. Do you think that everyone that Germany was a Nazi? Do you think that America didn't make mistakes that led to Nazi? Do you not think that we all made mistakes? Do we just ignore the atomic bomb now because... Why is Hitler the focus? Why do we not reflect on ourselves anymore and look how we've grown? You guys don't want to look at the real morality and have the discussions about maybe torture and nuclear missiles in the world we live in. You're debating whether or not you should punch someone in the face who's American. And that's why this guy has every right that you do. And I don't want you to get punched in the face, so you don't get to punch him in the face. I don't want to defend Richard Spencer again, but I have to. I have to on principle. Because I have to show you that we won't stoop to your level. I wouldn't celebrate Lacey Green getting hit in the face. I don't enjoy things like that. But I have to point out your hypocrisy. You guys are violent. You guys are fascist. SNL is creepy. They did this goodbye song for Obama and Hillary. I mean, creepy stuff. Stuff that's so much more Nazi to me than anything I've ever seen from Trust people. Stuff that is so, like, obsessive and Orwellian that they have pictures and figures and they sing and worship them. They worship the Liberal Party, the Democrats. And then they literally consider everyone who's a right-winger or that to be like this modern Nazi party. The intellectual dishonesty is dead before the conversation even begins. Because they're so obsessed with Pepe the Frog. I mean, it's beyond words. It's at the point where these people take internet memes that literally, that they want Pepe to go away because they legit think of Pepe as this evil hate symbol. It's beautiful in the hilarity of it, like Harambe, and all these things that always turn into a troll on SJW. It's just like the Women's Marches just turned into a cringe fest. But at the same time, they never realized that on the left, and they're going crazy. They're going crazy. So let me tell all my liberal friends out there right now, everyone who's listening to this on the left, you guys can win. You really can win. You can defeat the right-wingers. You can. The only reason that conservatism is taking over the world right now in Europe and America and all that is because you guys are such morons when it comes to basic shit that you can't win any argument because you failed on policy. So your only argument now are simplistic moral arguments and stupid comparisons in history that just show a lack of education. It comes off like people who don't read books, people who don't understand historical context, and who just want to spread propaganda. CNN the other day was showing how the 80s affected our culture today, and I was sitting there and I go, I'm going to watch this. Maybe this will be fun. Immediately, they're showing the Berlin Wall. They're showing the Berlin Wall go down. I go, oh my God, this is propaganda. They're using the Berlin Wall to talk about Trump today. I mean, everything is propaganda from the left. Much more than the right. The propaganda on the left, they could talk about Breitbart all day. That's Breitbart. Breitbart admits what it is. New York Times, oh my God, you talk about propaganda. It's hilarious, yes. But at the same time, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to the future because they're trying to radicalize a large portion of the youth in this country to be violent. And they're saying they're not, but they are. Because whenever violence happens in their community, they try to justify it. And then when it happens in the skeptic community, anti-SJWs, we're never for it. So that's what I would throw out to you guys. Who's really the good person here? I may talk more shit. I may say fucked up things. But I'm never going to hurt anyone. But you guys have to go through mental gymnastics to try and justify somebody getting sucker punched. That's what being a liberal is today. Is trying to justify somebody getting hit. Because they're a Nazi. Well, guess what? It's done. It's done. You guys lost. You're going to lose again. And we're done with you. All the rational people, the middle ground people that don't fall into your little fucking radicalized view of politics and opinion, we're done with you guys. You guys have failed miserably. Go away. This is the Patriarchy. Like, comment, and subscribe. What's your opinions on Richard Spencer? Are you okay with him getting hit or not? I'm willing to hear your opinion. I really am. Just don't come on here and be an asshole. I'm not okay with it at all. But maybe you're like some of the leftists out there who think it's all right. I could have showed you guys stuff where people were just praising it. I mean, maybe I'll put some in the video throughout it, but I'm not okay with it. I think this once again shows the hypocrisy of the left. And to me, I'm very scared of them much more leading to violent protests and people getting attacked and hurt than I am anyone from the right. The left is scaring me right now. This is stuff that could lead to serious military action results from Trump because of their actions. Be careful. Be very careful right now over the next 4 years. We are in a scary time because these people are fucking crazy. Because they can't even tell right from wrong anymore. They don't even think it's wrong to get punched in the face anymore. They don't know. They don't know what they believe anymore. Because their worldview is so fucked.